Hey guys, it's Siobhan Muir. Good morning for the Sunday morning tea on SMTV live on YouTube. As I said, I'm Siobhan Muir, and I'm grateful that y'all are coming in to join me and see what's going on in the morning. Today I woke up and we looked outside and there's six 6 inches of snow out there. It's been kind of a surprise, and kind of. It is January in Cheyenne, and so of course you're going to get, snow and cold and blowing and stuff like that, and it finally did. I'm just really glad it didn't do it yesterday, because yesterday we were out and about and wandering around, but yeah, so that's kind of strange that it would not do. I'm really glad that it didn't do it yesterday, because I didn't want to be out in this. I was looking outside and one of the muralets says to me, "Hey Mom, you want to go for a walk?" And I'm like, no. No, I don't. Hey Terry, good morning. You're studying in the 30s? Yeah, it's 20 degrees outside right now, and not pretty. Blowing snow, 6 inches and counting. So there you go. Sunday morning tea, snow day. It's a snow day. And I have, hey Nellie, welcome. 30s and 40s here. The snow we had gotten last week is mostly melted. We've been just getting little skips of snow, like, here's some snow. It's January. and now it's like, okay, so it is January and we weren't kidding. now it's really snowing. The way the camera works on YouTube is I can't actually show it to you. See, the neat thing about the mobile thing was I could actually flip the camera and you could see outside where it's really snowing. I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to pick up the whole computer and just rotate it. I'm just not, So, you still have snow on the ground. Oh, and, sorry, I had to move this a little bit. And ice too. Hey, ice. Nice. Ice is good. Good morning, Stephanie. Welcome. Yeah, so ice is nice, sort of. No, not really. And it's not fun to drive on either, so there you go. Well, what have I been doing? I was reading this morning, and then I had to stop reading, because I was reading The Surgeon by Tess Gerritsen, and she's a good storyteller. She's so good that I have to take a break from reading her, because her story is based on reality, and reality the reality she's writing about is the misogyny of police force and the rape and murder of women. And I'm just like, I know, it's based on reality, and it's a very good story, and I know she's going to fix it, but I'm not sure if I can take any more of more damage to women just because they're women. 50 where you are, Stephanie. I'm so glad you have 50 degrees. We have about 30 degrees less than that. And snow. So I was reading, and I just finally had to stop. And Mr. SM had got into a Facebook argument with one of his old colleagues who is a very, very privileged white man. In other words, he doesn't see the problems. He doesn't see the problems of why women think that they have lost any, and of course he couches it in it's all about Trump, and it's not. It's about women finally standing up and saying, we want equality. We want equal pay for equal work. We want to be treated like people instead of just women. We want to have the rights of how we get to decide about our medical histories and our bodies and all this. So then, just kind of like get religion out of it, and men need to stop making these decisions about it. And it's kind of frustrating to me that people don't hear it. And particularly this guy. This guy was very sure of his place in the world, which is a privileged white man. And when Mr. SM actually called him out on it, he got into a flame war. And the problem is he's doing this on my page. Not Mr. SM. This guy got into a flame war about it. And I have to say, I'm just not very impressed with, with it. And I want to, let you all know that, good morning. Hey, Mary, welcome. Something is four-wheel drive, and yeah, you can drive on anything. Yeah, no, you can't drive on anything, even with a four-wheel drive. You're absolutely right, Terry. So it was interesting because he got into this flame war, and then he started accusing Mr. SM of insulting him, and all Mr. SM had said was, "What have you done to support your female colleagues? What have you done to build them up?" And say, well, actually, she does a better job. She can do my job better than me, or we are equal in our abilities. When have you spoken up against sexual harassment in the workplace? When have you put a woman before you, or even the marginalized people? And he, of course, well, what about the Middle Eastern men? We weren't talking about them. We were talking about the people in this country. So he got into this flame war, and we're like, women are marching so that you can hear our voices, because when we just sat there and individually told you that things were not going the way we wanted to, I'm not as bad as, yeah, so it's all right. Exactly, Mary. You're exactly right. I would never do it. It's not all men. Well, if not all men, then the vast majority of them, and until you step up and start calling them on it, yeah. So he got into a flame war on this, and women marched to get our voices heard. We're not saying y'all need to die now. That's not it. What they were protesting. He thought we were protesting Trump. We're not protesting Trump. We were protesting the policies made in Congress. That means all of Congress, not the figurehead with the hair. We are talking about the Congress has made choices and decisions and policies that actually hurt women. And I'm like, don't get into a flame war on my page, please. You take your comments and your frustration somewhere else. And that was kind of what I finally ended up saying is like, if I have to, I will delete all your comments because I don't want it on my page. I'm posting about something I did, I'm very proud of, and my daughters were there, and my husband was there, and yay! You figured out how to comment, Tanya. Welcome. I'm glad to see you. I am so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. So, yeah, I'm glad you're here. So yeah, so it was like, oh, I didn't want that. In addition to having read, this story, this well-written story about, a woman who is investigating a murderer who rapes and kills women. It was just like, I don't think I could take it anymore. Well, also the organizations, the whole thing that the sex abuse by the UN gymnastics team, and no one believed them. Right, Mary, you bring up a really good point. One of the problems I've noticed is, one man accused Kevin Spacey of sexual harassment and assault, and they brought out the pitchforks, and he lost his job on several shows. He was pulled out of a movie. He was told, okay, we don't tolerate this kind of behavior. One man said another man had hurt him, and they canned the man. 40 women came out and said against 45, who's in the White House, against several men. They stand up and they say, listen, even Bill Cosby, listen, he's been hurting us. He's been doing this a long time. And they said, well, what were you wearing? And are you sure you remember that? And you were drinking, weren't you? One man comes out and his male abuser is immediately, reprimanded and taken down. 40 women come out and they're still questioning. But, of course, why should we march? To get our voices heard. So that was the reason. We want our voices heard. We want to be treated like people. I was listening to Samantha Meady rant about it, and she had some good points, but one of the things that she kept saying is, you just don't do that to people. And the people, in her mind, that word has been used only for men. It doesn't include women. There are people and there are women. And women make up stories, and people shouldn't be hurt. No, we are all people. Try treating us like you would treat your male coworkers. Don't look at our breasts. It doesn't matter that we have breasts. Look at us as people and say, oh, you don't treat people that way. That's right, you don't. You're absolutely right. Yes, Mary, no one believed them. Yeah, that was the frustration that came up. So that's what the Women's March was about. So this guy had a flame war on my page with Mr. SM, and Mr. SM saying, I support women. I stand with them. I believe that they're people. And he was feeling threatened. His masculinity was threatened. Not Mr. SM, the other guy. His masculinity was threatened, and he was really angry about it. And he's like, I don't understand why you people are so upset. I don't understand it. Women shouldn't be this upset about it. Why are they doing this now? Because it finally hurts bad enough. And we're trying to get your attention. Hey, maybe if you'd listened to us every time we told you in the last 200 or 300 years. I'm picking a number. I know it's longer than that. Maybe if you'd listened, there wouldn't be marches to get your attention. But there are now. So we are finally finding that we need to speak up and say something. Treat others as you would like to be treated. The golden rule, as it applies to everyone, not just those that have a penis. Right. The golden rule. Treat them like people. Mr. SM seemed pretty confident in his roles in a female. Oh, he is. He is not threatened by me in the least. And he's not threatened by raising some really amazing daughters either. He's like, they're people. Go figure. People actually started listening, and that's encouraging people to speak out. That's exactly it, Mary. We're finally I'm also talking about it, but getting the attention out there. Oh, maybe there's something really wrong. Yes, maybe there is. Maybe we should do something about it. So that's exactly it. Women have been trying to be heard for years. You're right, Terry. We have been trying to be. Hello. So what the guy really got upset about is when Mr. SM said, what have you done? What have you, as a white man, privileged or not, what have you done to build up your female coworkers, give them the credit, stand behind them, not in front of them, behind them, and put them in the limelight? What have you done to support them? And that just sent him into a whirlwind of, don't insult me! You're insulting me! Wait, asking that question about what you've done, which means you probably haven't done anything, and now you're feeling defensive. Right, and if we have an opinion, we're insert negative comment here. Yeah, that's why my sign that I held up at the Women's March said nasty women, because 45's big thing when he couldn't out-argue Hillary Clinton. Now, I'm not going to argue how good Hillary was versus 45. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm here for. The only thing he could do, though, he couldn't argue facts. He couldn't debate facts, so he had to call her a nasty woman. Because when men get cornered and they can't argue with what women are asking them to really look at, they say, oh, shut up, bitch, or shut up this, and they use a nasty comment. You're absolutely right. And they shut women down because, well, you're questioning my manliness. No, I'm trying to get you to see something else. So, right, that's where my nasty woman phrase came from. Nasty women vote, because you're not listening. And if daughters of abusers were assaulted, there'd be hell to pay, right? Yeah, there would be, Tanya. You're absolutely right. I have to tell you about the best man I know and how he raised me to be all I could be. He never made me feel less than, right, and achieve anything I set my mind to. That's exactly it, Terry. And Mr. SM is like that, too. My father is very encouraging that women can do anything, but he still has his misogynistic moments. I've watched him kind of go, well, you can't do that. Thanks, Dad. I believe in your manliness, and I believe that you think of women as more than just a pretty wall hanging, but I see those moments when you don't step up to the harassment that your female coworkers get. And you don't, because you don't see it. Most men don't even see it. They don't, it's part of the culture. They don't even recognize that it's harassment. They don't even see it because it doesn't happen to them. And when it's pointed out to them, they're like, you're making a big deal out of it because it doesn't happen to them. And so they really, literally don't see it. And that's okay. But that's what the march is about too. It's like, okay, you don't see it. Let me point it out to you, and let me repeatedly point it out to you so you might start seeing it. And they do have a blind spot. They do, because they've never actually experienced it. They don't get harassed at work. No one grabs their butts or says, smile. You'd have a better day if you just smile. Come on, Ronnie, just smile. No one ever says that. No one goes, damn, man, if you gained weight, God, you look fat. You should probably not eat that donut. No one says that to them. No one says, if you weren't such a bitch, you'd get more done to the men when the men are being aggressive and obnoxious. No one says that to them. They have never had this experience. Not ever. And then they go, what's the big deal? He was just being friendly. Oh, I love that one. He was just, smile, you have a nice ass. He was just being friendly. Do you go up to your male coworkers and go, hey, nice ass? And when they go, what the fuck's wrong with you? He goes, hey, I was just being friendly. You never do that, do you? So that's the thing. That their comments are only geared toward women. Again, women aren't people. Because you don't treat people like that. You just treat women like that. It's disappointing how some women vote for these senators that are against women because they have been brought up to believe that voting a different way is bad. They have. You're right. And they can't see it as anything wrong. Why would I? Change is bad. Change means upheaval. Change means discomfort. Yeah, it does. But we're asking you to be uncomfortable because we are. And we instead of having, everybody uncomfortable, we want to make it change so everybody is comfortable. Right now, there's a distinct difference. And we're trying to get that to change. It's not easy, and it's very uncomfortable. I admit it. It's very uncomfortable. So that was my morning. And I was trying to immerse myself in a book, kind of distract myself from the real world. And I picked Tess Gerritsen's book, which is all about women getting raped and killed. So that's not really actually a distraction from the real life. Oops. Time to go read a romance. So I might have to pick up another book and read a romance that's happier and there's hope and you can see the things getting fixed. Now I know at the end of the book, at the end of this story, they will catch the bad guy, they will fix the problem. Yay! It's not quite a happily ever after, but a positive spin on it. I'm not sure I'm ready to slog through the rest of it to get there though yet. It doesn't help when certain employers expect women to adhere to certain dress codes while men can choose. That's exactly it, Tanya. They have to wear heels and skirts that are above or below the knee. They have to wear, nice blouses so our breasts are shown off. It is funny. But men can come in like grungy jeans and a t-shirt. Or they can show off their amazing bellies that hang over their belt buckles. I'm not body shaming them, but why do we have to be in perfect physical health and that look like Christy Brinkley while they can just let their bodies go because, no one's looking at me. I am, and I'm a people. Anyway, my dad is 84, so he raised that era where women stayed at home. He always put his wife and children first. Always so supportive and continues to be to this day. That's excellent. I'm glad your dad is like that. It's an unusual occurrence, and a lot of men have not been taught. And it's not even putting women first. It's not even that. It's looking at women as not women, just as people. You don't do that to people. So how you treat your male coworkers, if you don't smack their ass, don't smack a woman's ass. How you look at it when they said, we need someone to do this job, and a woman says, all right, I can do it. Instead of going, are you sure, honey? It's to say things like, all right, so Marsha's going to do that, and Bill is going to do this over here, which is just the accounting, because he's better with numbers, and Stephanie is going to is going to do all the promotion and the marketing because she's really good at that. Instead of just saying, well, honey, are you sure you can handle that? You know, our contacts are all men and they don't respond well to women, so we're probably going to give it to Bob. That's the thing. Don't put women first. Treat them as equals. Treat them as capable people who can do the job that they've been hired for. And don't pay them less than a male coworker who has less experience. All we want is equality. We're not trying to be above anybody. We just want equality. That's it. We just want to be treated like a person. It's not about being a woman. It's not about being a man. It's being treated as a person. And seen that way. Even when we're walking down the street, or getting a cup of coffee, or going running, or rollerblading, or skydiving. We don't want to be seen as a nice ass falling through the sky. We just want to be as another person. My boss is I was just about to say that. Or my boss is really good at foo. Yeah, exactly. Random variable. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. And here's the thing. Again, I'm not saying that women are better than men. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying we are equal, and there are some women that are better at certain things than men are, and there are some men that are better. And again, it's not even in the same profession. Like, I know women who are amazing programmers. You don't have to have a penis to be an amazing programmer. You don't, really, honest. I seriously, you don't actually have to have a penis to do that. There are men who are amazing bakers. The sweet stuff that you eat, better than some of the women. Yeah. And there are men who are better tailors, seamstresses, tailors, than there are women. And then there are women who are better truck drivers than men. Do you see? These professions have nothing to do with what swings between your legs or doesn't. I know there are many male writers out there that are very good. And there are many women writers out there that are very good. Do you understand? Your gender has nothing to do with your abilities. We all pay taxes. We all drive cars. We all go to work and do our jobs. Our gender has nothing to do with those capabilities. So, equal pay for equal work. If you suck at your job, you shouldn't get paid for it. Or you should get paid less than someone who's good at the job. And if you have breasts and you're better at the job than this guy over here, you should be paid better than the guy who doesn't have breasts and can't do it as well. Okay? Women are good at organizing, cleaning, answering phones. That is why I love it when characters with skills that are people. Neither do disabilities. Exactly. The very first woman governor in the United States was in Wyoming. Her name, I think, was Betsy Taylor. I don't remember her last name. Her first name was Betsy. Her husband had been governor and died while in the job. So she took his position and she kept the governorship going, right, until they could have an election, which in Wyoming, we don't have enough people that have it very often, right? So she took over the job, and she was a pretty darn good governor. But she was told when she took the job, oh, honey, the governorship is a man's job. Only men can do it. This is in the equality state, just to give you perspective. She was a darn good governor. Now, today, there is a woman running for governorship in Wyoming. And equality state or no, it's still... They still play that misogynistic card. And they told Mary, and she's running for governorship, they told Mary, oh, Mary, the governorship is a man's job. 2018, they told her this. Okay, so this wasn't like, 50 years ago. This is now. They're telling her that the governorship is only a man's job. I'm like, show me the door that has a hole about that big in it at waist level. That it can only be opened by the magic penis. Show me that door
to tell me that the governorship is only a man's job because you need a penis to get it in that hole to unlock the magic door. If that's show me the door and then I will believe you that it's a man's job. The courage to expect to be treated fairly and with respect. Yes, Terry, absolutely. Wyoming allowed women's suffrage long before it was national. Yes, Mary, matter of fact, the state was ratified only on the contingent that the women were allowed to vote. That was 1890, 30 years before the rest of the United States got the vote, right? 1890, the state was ratified on the contingency that women got the right to vote. So we were the equality state because of that. But then the minute they got ratified, it went right back to men only. Now, Betsy was the governor in 1910. So in 1910, she was the governor. But ever since then, we've had no other women governors. Because again, it's a man's job. So, hey, Chandra, welcome. So the equality state is really, I'm grateful to be part of the equality state because now it gives me the opportunity to really say, okay, show me the equality. Let's do this. If we're in the equality state, I'm speaking up. Let's do this. Let's get a woman governor. Let's start making people focus that it's not just about men. We're all people. There are very good women leaders. There are very good men leaders. Right? And it doesn't matter. You don't need a magic penis to get to be a leader. That's the thing. So I have to be grateful that the Women's March in Cheyenne happened yesterday because we have 6 inches of snow and it's still coming down and I don't really want to be outside. I have hot coffee for a reason. I don't want to be out there. So, but I do know the national one is happening in Vegas today. And to all the women who are marching, well done. Get your voices heard. Some of the photos they were coming out of Chicago and Texas and Seattle and LA and Denver. The crowds were huge. They were huge. I mean, Cheyenne, we're a little city. So I think we had probably, you might have pulled off 1,000 people. Yeah, these were millions or several 100,000 at least of people that showed up. It was impressive. And I was glad to see that people came out. And the best part about the Cheyenne event, the crowd wasn't all women. There were quite a few men that had come out to walk with us and say, one guy was holding a sign that I really appreciated. It said, "The strong women in my life have made me a better man." Exactly. Everybody benefits from equality, men included. Men need the balance. I mean, the whole point of being human is that we have balance of masculine and feminine traits. We all have it. I mean, if you look at our bodies, if you look at the chemical makeup, women have a higher level of estrogen and progesterone than men do. But we also have testosterone. Okay, it's not the same level. Men have a higher level of testosterone, but they also have estrogen and progesterone. These are hormones that are in our bodies. Men just have more testosterone. We just have more estrogen. Do you understand? So, but I still have testosterone in my body, even though I have breasts. I know, it's amazing. So we need the balance. Without the balance, everything's out of whack, and everybody's grumpy, and then we march. I'm in the UK, and we've had and have female prime ministers. You have, Tanya? You totally have. I mean, Margaret Thatcher was the first one that I remember. I'm sure there might have been more, but Margaret was the first one I remember. And, she, whether I agreed with her policies or not, she was a pretty darn good leader, and she was a pretty hard ass. And you got to give her credit for that. But no, why? Good morning, Bern. Yes, and men can be feminists too, because being feminist is not saying women are better. Being feminist means we want to be treated as people. Women are people. So I'm feminist because so far it's been skewed over toward the men. And I'm trying to give it back to the center so men and women are equal. That's what I'd like. Out of whack is the status quo. And the reason why I'm talking about this, Bern, is this started from a flame war that was going on my Facebook page this morning. And I'm like, I have the right as a person to delete flaming comments. The person that left the comment was, I have a serious question, but I've seen him comment before. He never has a serious question. He basically wants to get into belligerent flame war when he doesn't agree with something, and then he uses his anonymity and his masculinity, which is actually very fragile. It's kind of like spun glass, to get all upset and belligerent, and then to start threatening people. And I'm like, can I just delete you? Because he didn't have a serious question. He just wanted to get into a fight. And I'm like, huh? How very masculine of you. But, women get into flaming wars on Facebook too. So yeah, that's not just a gender thing. I'm just like, I don't have the energy, and I don't want it on because he posted it on the Women's March, and he's like, what rights have women had taken away by Trump? And I'm like, it's not about Trump. It's really not. But it is about equal pay. Should women be paid exactly the same amount as you for doing the same job? I didn't want to get into that question, so I didn't bother to ask. Proving his point. Oh, he's proving his point because he's always right, Mary. He's totally always right. Yeah, he totally proved my point. He did. He's like, but, and so when Mr. SM did ask him the question of what have you done for these marginalized people, the LGBTQ community, the women in your workplace, people of color, of any color, whether they're Asian or they're African American or they're Middle Eastern in looks, they're Middle Eastern in looks, whether are they from Australia? I mean, what have you done for these marginalized people who have a different skin color, who don't look like you? What have you done to stand up for their rights, to stand up and speak out when people insult them? What have you done? And then he got all bent out of shape because how dare you question his inaction? He doesn't see what the problem is because he's never had his rights infringed on because he's a privileged white man. But then he got all bent out of shape because he was called a privileged white man. I don't have any privilege. I can walk down the street without getting mobbed or threatened. I can walk down the street without getting sexual harassed, but I'm not privileged. Big kid. And I'm telling Mr. SM, don't respond. Don't respond. He doesn't want a serious answer. He doesn't want to be shown that he's not doing enough. He doesn't really want to know. He just wants to get everybody pissed off. He's a shit stirrer. In Hungarian, the word shit stirrer means sarkevere. And it's like, that's what he is. He absolutely is. Your page, your choice. Exactly. If they don't look like me mentality. You're right, Vern. And he doesn't do anything to help those that don't look like him. And that includes white women. He doesn't do anything because why should he? There's nothing wrong. Everything's going fine as long as you're white and have a penis. Everything's going fine. And Mr. SM said, I'm using my white privilege to raise up the people around me, to say that they are people too. And that's what I appreciate about him. It's because he's just like, no. I will point out, there was a time also that I had made a comment about someone had posted some images that they had made of centaurs, and the only centaurs they made were women, where their breasts were hanging out so they could look at women and they go, oh yeah, that's nice. And Mr. S and I said, what about male centaurs? And the commenter said, nobody wants to look at male centaurs, they're gross. Right, because we just want to look at boobs. Why didn't you just say that? We just want to look at boobs. And I said, well, I would like to see some male centaurs. And they're like, oh, that's gross. And I said, why is it gross? I don't want to look at naked women. Well, you're just a feminist shit. Then I just kind of expressed my preferences. Why didn't you do a male centaur? And then when I said, boy, you guys jumped all over my throat, and I put it on my Facebook page, right? Because I'm a responsible adult. I put it on my Facebook page and complained about it. And a white, privileged male said, oh, he was just being funny. I don't understand why you're getting all bent out of shape. He was just being funny. He was just being friendly. This is how misogynists excuse their lack of empathy and understanding that women are people. They just say, well, he was just being friendly. So when you're groped under the table, can I just be friendly? Or suddenly you get bent out of shape when you don't want to be touched? I'm just being friendly, right? Yeah. So there's where the privilege comes in, and that's what we were marching for this time. Last time it was equality, and this year it's March for the Vote. Earn our votes. Nasty women vote. And if you are continuing the policies that say that women aren't people and don't have a voice and don't get a choice, then we're going to vote for people who don't feel that way. And you sanctimonious, privileged white men are out the door. Bye-bye. It's like Facebook banning topless men but not women pictures and putting us in Facebook jail for posting. That's it, Tanya. It was a hard lesson for me to learn, to realize that I was a second-class citizen. I didn't know that. I thought I was equal in the eyes of the company, but it turns out that Facebook community standards are actually geared toward men that like to look at naked women. Okay, so people who like, I guess men and women who like to look at naked women. It's geared towards them. You can show a woman with absolutely no clothes and it will not violate the Facebook community standards. You could show a man with mostly no clothes but still keeping his sacred penis hidden and is violating the community standards. We need to protect the children and we shouldn't see nudity. Women can be out there in all their glory with their boobs hanging out. Men cannot, because the people that run Facebook are men, heterosexual, homophobic men, who don't want to see men who have spent time in the gym, whether these men are heterosexual or not, don't want to spend time, who spend money and time in the gym to make their bodies beautiful. They don't want to see that because it shows that they haven't done anything for them, I'm assuming. And because of that, they will ban and block women from posting on Facebook for at least 7 days, sometimes longer. They've done that to Michael Stokes. They've done it for 30 days to Michael Stokes because he dared to post mostly naked men that other gay men like to look at. So it really is about heterosexual men. And they don't even worry about the gay women who like to look at naked women, or the lesbian women. It's not that, they're not important. They don't even get figured in. It's all about heterosexual men who like to look at naked women. The day I got out of Facebook banning for putting up a naked man in a private group where no one could see it but the adult women who were there, the day I got out, one of my male friends on Facebook posted a naked woman with a lightsaber across her naked breasts, right? Publicly. He posted it publicly. It wasn't even hidden in a group. He posted it publicly where everyone could see it, and he said, "Does this offend you?" And that was the question he asked his group of friends. And I just sat there and going, why isn't he getting hit with the auto ban for nudity for the community standards? Why isn't he getting hit with it? Why isn't he suddenly banned for putting inappropriate things in public on Facebook? What about the children? Because naked women are not nudity problems, but naked men are. And I suddenly realized I was a second-class citizen because I dared to look at naked men. Yeah, Burton says, or men in skimpy, tidy whities that hide nothing, but a woman in a thong is okay. Actually, Burn, there's been pictures posted of men in tidy whities that are wet, that you can see the outline of the penis. They aren't banned, but my picture that showed no penis whatsoever, just pubic hair, because I like hairy men. They showed no penis whatsoever, was banned in a private group that was closed, so the public can't see it. So the children were saved. I'm a second-class citizen because of my breasts and my choice of looking at naked men. The algorithm isn't looking for female parts. It is not, Mary. You're absolutely right. Yeah, and Terry says, what angers me is he wasn't even naked. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Fear the hair. It is, absolutely, because another woman posted a mostly naked man who had his underwear down pretty much to the top of where his penis comes out of his groin, but he had shaved his pubic hair off. She was not banned because the nudity was probably looking for a penis, didn't see penis, only saw pussy, and therefore pussy is okay, penis is not, and she was not banned. It's amazing. It is really amazing. And they wonder why we march. Oh, because we just want equality. We just want equality. That's all we want. We just want to be treated as people. Because you don't treat people like that, do you? Oh, wait. Sorry. People equates men. Oh, sorry. I got hit for a guy in long johns because you could see the outline of his head. Yeah, Chandra. I know. You can see the outline of a penis. The sacred penis has been visible. Ooh, the sacred penis. Do you know that they all more or less look the same? And they aren't particularly exciting? I'm sorry, guys. Your penis is not really the most important part of you. It really isn't. And it's not unique. Every guy has one. Every single one. Like the entire world. 48% of the world is men. And every one of them has a penis. Really. It's amazing. And they're basically cylindrical with a little at the end of it. Not really exciting. Not the most sexy thing out there. Really. And I learned after talking to Mr. SM, because he has a penis and he kind of knows how it works, that the 99% of your day, that penis is flaccid. It's not even used for sex. It's used for peeing. It is a pee stick. Okay? I'm trying to get this across to you because your penis really isn't the most important part of you. Who do we like as women who like men? Who do we like? We like the person inside. We like how you use your body. We like sometimes when you go to the gym, we like you as a person. As a person. It's not your penis. The programmer me is thinking of a design flaw. Geoduck shifter. You're not allowed to do that, gooey duck. Don't put the gooey duck shifter. Oh, no, Shivaya. Gotta go. Have a wonderful day, Bern. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Yeah. Gooey duck. Gooey duck. Yeah. Hey, y'all, have you ever seen a gooey duck? Y'all need to look that one up. You'll know what Mary's talking about. I went to a school where the mascot was a gooey duck. Trust me. The mascot was a gooey duck. I'll tell you what. We don't want to be better than men. We want to be equal to them. That's all we want. And a lot of men find that very disturbing. I mean, we can't just grab your ass? Oh my God, it makes parties less fun. We can't sexually harass you. No. Yes, because you don't do that to people. Stop sexually harassing the people around you. I was just wondering if one would pass the decency standard. You know what? I don't know, Mary. I don't want to get banned from Facebook, but if you posted one of those huge horseshoe clams, I don't know. I don't know if people would report it for nudity and sexuality. I don't know. But one thing that needs to be made clear is a man's penis isn't actually the most important part of him. And besides, they use it. It's a pee stick until he gets excited. Now he might get excited a lot during the day, but honestly, I'd say 99% of the time, it's flaccid and it's not used for anything but peeing. So I'm just letting that out there. Anyway, I was going to talk to you about writing, but I've been going for 43 minutes now, so I'm going to stop here soon. But I wanted to tell you, see this lovely picture? He's not naked, so you won't freak out. This lovely picture is of my friend Marcello, and he's a beautiful model. He's got this wonderful scruff on his chin and all that stuff. He is the representation of my character, Deli. And I am working on Deli right now. And his story's coming along, and we just had a car chase and a gunfight, so we should be doing pretty good. I'll be working on more of the adventurous romance along with bringing in Ultimate Recon. So, you guys, this guy right here is going to be featured. And the nice thing is I've talked to this model, and we're going to put him on the cover. So, you'll get to see more of him. Whether he's dressed or not. I kind of like him actually in his outfit because that's kind of exactly what he was wearing when he, met up with the heroine. But whatever, we'll either put it on this, you know, I don't think he has a lot of photos where he's half naked, but that's okay. I kind of like him like this. In any case, it will be on the cover of the book. It's called Deli's Takeout, and it is, I think, 23,000 words now. I think that's how high it is. So it'll be done, and then you'll get another book. But in the meantime, enjoy Burning Yuletide, which is out right now. And that's a happy dance, yes. In the meantime, Burning Yuletide is out. The next one coming is called The Cloudburst Coffee and Spa, and it will be in a box set, so they'll more than just me. And then you will get Deli, because I'm hoping to get it done and out the door by probably April. If I can't, because I don't think I can get it out in February. I might be able to, but I think it might be too close. So we're looking probably at April for Deli. And yeah, so that's the writing that's going on, and thank you for listening to my my perspectives on why I did the march yesterday in Cheyenne, and why I really believe in women being equal. Because if I didn't have breasts, I could pass for a man. Essentially, that's what it is. My gender has no bearing on my capabilities as a person. So think of me, when you start looking at women, instead of going, oh, there's a hot woman, just go, there's a very attractive person. A very beautiful person. Because women are people. They're not just your entertainment, things to look at, you know, there for your approval. They are people. And that's what I want to get across. Because I'm a person too. And I will continue to vote as a person would vote. So, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate that you took the time to spend the morning with me. And I'm going to go and eat breakfast now. And drink more hot coffee and watch it snow. And try to write a summertime story while it's snowing outside. You want a generic, non-gender specific term of response. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be nice? Instead of yes sir, yes ma'am, just yes person? I don't know what it is. Oh, respect. I'm sorry, response or respect. Either one. You know, just treat me like I don't even know what that is. We'd have to think about that, Mary. That's a really good point. It shouldn't be yes sir and it shouldn't be yes ma'am. It should be a term of respect that has nothing to do with a particular gender. That'd be really cool, actually. That's a good way to start. Start with the language. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. Hopefully Mr. SM has a job on Monday. He was furloughed because they shut down the government. So we'll see if we head back to work. But many blessings to all y'all. And thank you for joining us. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.